Hey everybody, I'm Papagan, and welcome to another week of There's a Place. This is the show, about the mind and about geography and locations, and we go in some abstract areas, but to talk about something that's going on in the real world for a second. Tonight is the last last night of David Letterman, and obviously he's great. Well, what else can you say? Like, he was really good at what he did. So Walt said that he's going off the air. It is good that this is the end of articles about stuff that happened on the David Letterman show being posted on social media. So, out the old in with the new, but I just felt, I'm wearing the David Letterman shirt tonight. I felt good. Out. How's that? Is that better? Okay, great. Well, there you have it. Before we get into tonight's guest, I wanted to give a little movie review, a little VHS review, actually. I collect VHS tapes. It's great. You can find stuff that would never be on Make It to Netflix, older stuff, really obscure stuff. And the two kind of subcategories I collect are stuff about music and stuff that was on TV, that was released on tape. And I really hit the jackpot recently. I got a VHS tape of a Britney Spears special that was on Fox in the summer of 2000. And I remember I really wanted to see this special, but I missed it. And this was before TiVo, so it was just gone. They never reran it. So, that's a little sub lesson right there, is if you wait long enough, you'll get to do everything. Everything will come to you. But so I got this VHS and I was watching it finally, and it was like, she was on the beach in Hawaii and she was like talking about her life. And I used to be a big Britney Spears fan when I was, 10 or 11. That was, The Fountain started great. That was the times. That was the music you'd listen to. But it was so weird how they made her dance. There was all the choreography, and she was complaining about how long it took. And it was like, was it to distract you from that she's not very good at singing? Like, why didn't they just make somebody who was talented a star? It was such a weird time in music. But one of the things she was talking about was how much she loved the Coffee Bean, the local, it's called the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. It's like the local chain coffee, kind of a rival to Starbucks, a regional rival of Starbucks here in LA. But I was like, oh yeah, and then I kind of remembered, I was like, Britney Spears does like Coffee Bean. I've heard that about her. So today I'm out hanging out with a friend of mine. We're in Beverly Hills, and we're like, oh, let's get some coffee. And we're like, well, they have Coffee Bean around here, and they also have Starbucks, and we're trying to decide. And I realized that Coffee Bean is known for having celebrities like it. That's a thing about it. And I made the decision that from now on, given the choice, if they're both around, I gotta go to Coffee Bean, because that's the coffee that celebrities drink. And if, Starbucks Coffee Bean, it's the same coffee at the end of the day. But if one has like a special thing about it, you always gotta go to that. You always gotta support it. You always gotta remember that little kitschy thing, because that's what makes things fun, is that, you'd be like, oh, Ronald Reagan, read this on Wikipedia, loved Coffee Bean. When I'm drinking this ice blended, I feel just like Ronald Reagan. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the show is somebody, this is really extra meta and great for the show. Someone who I don't know if I've ever met in IRL, in real life, but he's, wait for your introduction. Man, he's excited. He's great to be here. No, I know him from the internet, and then that's turning out to be more real than real life, and we're going to talk about it. But here he is, great. Excited to meet him, Jesse Boredom.
How's it going, Adam?
Great, going great. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
So, Jesse, have we met in real life?
Vaguely, at parties.
Not for real, though. We've never had a conversation, right? Okay, good. I wanted to make sure if I don't remember or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to ask the name, Jesse Boredom.
Yeah.
That's like a punk kind of name? I like it. I'm not knocking it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is it close to your real last name?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not one of those compound names where, like, there's that guy Colin Ambulance. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
That's pretty funny though, right?
It's pretty
Call an
funny,
ambulance. There's jillion problems.
There you go. Yeah, all those. Yeah, nothing like that at all. Just kind of something I started going with.
And it's worked for you?
So far, so good. Yeah.
Do you like it? It's you're kind of like taking it back from boredom. You're kind of like taking some of the piss out of it, right?
Pretty much. I mean, my whole thing is, I mean, from Bored to Death, the whole project is kind of, I mean, I started the whole thing just from frustration of boredom. So it's kind of just like like you said, just kind of taking it back.
Staring it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Reappropriating boredom.
There you go, yeah.
Like how gay people did queer. They
For
did
sure.
that. That's cool. No, because that's very artistic now. When you hear something that's queer, like, oh, queer cinema. It's like, oh, like.
Oh, yeah, it's like, it's edgy.
Yeah. Oh, this is boring. Oh,
Exactly.
I gotta check this out. So, Jesse, you're from the wild land of the Southland, right, of Southern California?
Yeah, yeah.
Where San Gabriel Valley? Can
No,
I guess?
no.
Okay, no. This is a fun game. Guessing where in Southern California you're from. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say Orange County is gonna be the next thing because so many people these days are from Orange County.
I grew up a good part of my life in Orange County.
Okay, so it's Orange County.
Yeah.
All right. I'm really, because there's so many towns there. I'm gonna guess northwestern Orange County, Fullerton. I'm gonna say Fullerton.
No.
No, where?
Irvine.
Irvine. Okay.
Yeah.
All the towns are the same. It really could have been any of them.
Everything in Orange County is just kind of the same. Yeah, everything looks the same.
You ever go to the Nixon Library?
No.
I've never been either. I've always wanted to go. But it's in Orange County. Richard Nixon is from Orange County.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Anaheim Hills.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, there was a couple house shows and parties I've been to over in Anaheim Hills. It's an interesting area.
It's great. I love Orange County. I've never been anywhere in California I didn't like.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everything's different, but I mean, as far as stuff happening in Southern California, yeah, just anywhere you land, you can find something going on.
Yeah, it's great. It's very dense. I was in Beverly Hills today. Did you ever go there?
Not really, no.
It's nice.
I would imagine.
It's like super rich people from all over the world own houses there, and there's like Ferraris. I saw maybe 15 Ferraris today.
Just counting. Yeah, I was working over in Orange County at Newport Beach for a while at a juice bar, and I would count Ferraris. I would count the Teslas in the parking lots. It's just cities in Southern California.
It's really nuts.
It really is. But yeah, so you were in Beverly Hills. What were you doing in Beverly Hills?
I wanted to go for the day just to like explore, and it's a cool city. Like I was saying, we went up to the Trousdale Estates. It's all these really nice mid-century houses from like the 50s. They're mansions, obviously, and they're all in the same style, but they're all a little bit different. And they have like it's like Epcot Center vibes with like the bronze like wall statues. You know, they have like those wall murals where it's like kind of 3D.
Oh yeah.
Of like ancient Greece or like kind of like Art Deco. You know, it's like just like vaguely like rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of like iron fixture. Yeah, it was cool. Went to Franklin Canyon Lake up there, which is this lake that's in the middle of it. It's where they filmed Andy Griffith Show.
Oh wow. Okay.
But it's right in the heart of LA. And then Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo Drive. All right, for sure.
You know the famous Rodeo Drive? You've heard of it.
I've heard of it. What goes down Rodeo Drive?
A little store called the Gucci Store.
The Gucci store?
It's a
Okay.
store of Gucci.
Nothing but Gucci? Okay, for sure.
There's plants on the roof. That's how nice it is. It's like full. It's so nice. And there's Tiffany's.
Okay. All right, so
Jewelry
a very
company.
posh area,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's nuts. But you've probably been in Orange County to the South Coast Plaza.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, getting into,
You're not into the South Coast Plaza.
I mean, I used to go there when I was a kid, and like, I would take water balloons with me. and drop them on people and just bail. Like Fashion Island as well.
What's Fashion Island?
It's over in Newport Beach. It's another kind of like outdoor mall type of area. But yeah, like I was banned for life there for taking those food trays and using them as like a surfboard down the stairs.
That's fun. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, I mean, when you live in Orange County, it's like you kind of have to make your own fun.
That's everywhere, I feel, though.
True, true. But I think more so in Orange County.
You got a lot of punk shows at unusual venues in Orange County?
Nowadays, I mean, I used to...
Like restaurants, houses,
Definitely houses.
church basements.
I want to say, I mean, I was doing shows out of a towel warehouse, out of a lunchroom in a towel warehouse, like last year. But I mean, growing up, it was like Chain Reaction, the House of Blues in Anaheim.
Oh, I like that House of Blues.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I saw the Cramps there actually in their last tour, which tripped me out because it's like, oh, they're playing in downtown Disney, like. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like I said, nowadays it seems like there's a lot more just random places popping up. People that are down to have bands and kids just trash their house and whatever. So it's cool.
They realize nothing really that bad ever happens.
I mean,
From throwing a show.
worst case scenario, you know, someone breaks your window.
Yeah.
You know.
You lose. Worst case scenario, somebody steals the money from the door.
Oh, yeah.
But that's money that you didn't have at the beginning of the night anyway. It's not like you lost. I mean, you're losing money you would have had.
That's
but,
true.
You're like, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. It's
No,
all
it's
in good
true.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, living in weirdest place I've been to over in UCI. I had a friend that was throwing shows out of like the trailers there in classrooms.
Oh, Sam Farzan.
Yeah, Sam Farzan, acrobatics every day.
Played one of those.
Oh yeah, oh
back
that's
in the day.
right. Yeah,
That was fun.
I remember seeing the weirdest one I saw there was like Joyce Manor with
Yeah,
like,
that was one with Daily Bar Band. That was one that I played.
Okay,
Very
yeah.
strange.
Yeah, that was a interesting night.
College gig.
Yeah.
I love colleges.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I never thought that something like that would be happening somewhere like UCI, so it was cool. It was good times.
Hey, do you know where we are right now?
What? Oh, is that?
It's being torn apart, so it's a little hard to see.
Where is that?
This is the Hollywood Park, not Santa Anita, Hollywood Park racetrack
Oh,
in
interesting.
Inglewood, where the casino would be be back behind us this way.
Okay.
But they're dismantling it right now. But there used to be a horse seas.
Yeah, my grandpa used to go there all the time.
It was an old school, real old school place.
It's funny. I actually just moved to Inglewood like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you live in Inglewood?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about Inglewood. I work in Inglewood. I work for research safe in the field, so I know all the streets of Inglewood. I know everything about Inglewood. Where in Inglewood do you live?
Off of
There's 3 main streets are Manchester, Florence, and Century. Which one are you closer to?
Centinela. I want to say.
Oh, you're up in that part
Yeah,
of Inglewood.
and Enterprise. Like.
Oh, near
Yeah.
Florence.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, wow, okay, good. You're close to LA. It gets really super weird down there.
I've heard. I haven't seen anything too.
I mean, there's a casino in the middle of town.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, have you heard of the Goddess Bunny?
No.
She a 90s performer. She's transgender, has polio, and she got a little more well known after doing this video of her in a tutu in a parasol, kind of dancing very creepily. I think like Tosh.0 or something like that featured her. But anyway, she lives in Inglewood and near Hollywood Park, the racetrack. What once was the racetrack. But yeah, Inglewood's interesting. Very interesting town. The Forum is right there.
Yeah, the Forum is strange. A lot of Egyptian stuff around there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like African Egyptian stuff, where like they love King Tut. There's like the Egyptian guy and the Egyptian like lady. Do you know who I'm talking about? There's like you always see the two of them. Keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for the Ankh. You know that like Egyptian cross, the one from Crash Bandicoot. That's the people get that on their like curb. They'll get that like spray painted.
Oh, what? Why is that? Why is that a big thing in Inglewood?
Like it's like a like black nationalism, kind of like Pan-African pride thing.
Gotcha.
And it's tied up with the Nation of Islam has a lot of outposts in and around Inglewood.
Oh, okay.
They still like the bean pies. You see those?
I've seen the bean pies, yeah.
Yeah, that's made by the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
Which is a hate group.
Oh, okay.
So if you believe another cult, the Hare Krishnas, that stuff goes into your food, evil thoughts, you really extra gotta stay away from the Nation of Islam because their evil hate thoughts go into those bean pies.
Good to know.
So as you can see, like two cults will have like that are basically the same.
Just kind of like
these, they'll hit like. Did you ever hear of the Raelians?
No.
They were in the 90s. There's this French cult that claimed that they cloned a person. They got kind of in the news for that.
Okay.
And their leader is really weird, obviously. But one of their things is that they're pro-genetically modified foods. They think that GMOs are a good thing. You know, because they're futuristic.
For sure.
It represents like modifying genes. So
might as well make your food like that. I mean,
isn't that such a great philosophy, though?
Yeah, good for them for sticking to their guns. And
yeah, just like, well, hey, we're crazy, so yeah, why not? You clone somebody. This is interesting. These noises, I like it. I don't know if that's part of the show or just the area. So hey, this is something I ask everyone in Orange County because I'm determined to make it happen. Have you ever gotten into Disneyland for free?
Once.
Only people in Orange County. What were the circumstances?
Just a friend's mom knew my friend's cousin was working there.
That's what it always is.
Yeah.
I knew somebody, and you got behind this. Did you get to cut in line or anything?
No, unfortunately not. But yeah, I mean, Orange County, it's always like you have a friend that gets that like pass, and they're trying to get you to like get on board, and like, come on, man, just like spend the extra like, whatever, like $20 or like on top of like $100 to get into the park. Like, why not? And then you can go in for however much you want. But like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of Disneyland. The last time I went, I ate a bunch of acid, and it was interesting. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, but I kind of want to keep it that way.
It seems like it wouldn't work at Disneyland because Disneyland is already so fun and crazy.
It was, yeah.
It seems like it would neutralize
the rides were, yeah. It was pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, that was at least like 6 years ago, but
I really need to get back there, but I must go for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's an arm and a leg nowadays. It's so expensive to get in there.
If I grew up,
but they have the park hopper now. You get the 2-for-1 deal.
I don't know. Look, I could spend a lot more than one day just at in Frontierland, for that matter. I could go to everything, especially with the long lines. So the park hopper really does me no good.
Well, I mean, I heard they have beer now in what's the second park called?
California,
yeah.
You can't go a whole day without beer. Disneyland is not good enough.
I mean, if you live in Orange County and you're always going there, like, why not kind of make it fun? But I would imagine, like, yeah, if you're, for most people, that just kind of go there once a year, every couple years, like, yeah, there's a lot to do. Those lines, a lot of fun.
It's not worth it to me.
I mean, we're in Southern California, you have Knott's Berry Farm, you have Universal, you have Six Flags. Like, if you really want to go, or even that, Riverside, we have Castle Park.
I love Castle Park.
I miss that place.
I haven't been there in years. It's still there. I've driven by it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I need to get out there.
Yeah, I used to go a lot as a kid. I haven't been there in years as well. Got to make that stop.
Yeah, the rides were not super good. But, I don't like scary roller coasters. Six Flags I hate. Colossus was fun, but it's too scary.
That Goliath ride's intense. I mean, nuts. Like, that first drop, it's so intense. Like, you can't move because you're going so fast. Like, I don't know. It's a bit much.
I would never go on the Superman ride. Not in a million years. Do you know about it? Have you ever been on it?
I've been on it, yeah. The one time I went on it,
Superman statue. And you
just looking right at you.
I would go. I couldn't do it. What happened when you went on it?
Some loose change was up in the air, and like as we're going up and going down, there was like a dime or something like right next to me. It was too much. It's just like, nope, no more.
Yeah, it seems that's not natural at all. That's one of the most least natural things you could have happen to you.
I mean, the last time I went there was for like my senior trip or whatever. And some girl like passed out or something on, I think it was Goliath actually. So, I mean, yeah, for people who want that rush, I mean, Six Flags it's a great place to get that fix.
That's not. It is the most. Seems the most working class of any of them.
Yeah.
Knott's
oh, yeah.
Berry Farm is trash.
I mean, I don't even know anyone that really goes there other than, not Scary Farm, but even then, it's like.
Well, this is a great segue into. This is a segment we do sometimes in the show. It's called Brand Party, and what we do is, you know how brands have personalities. Corporations are like their own entity and stuff like that. So we're going to imagine if these brands are like going to go to a party,
okay,
what would happen? And so this is great. We got rolling up to the party. We got Six Flags is coming to the party, Knott's Berry Farm, and Universal.
Okay.
So these three theme parks are coming to the party. Who's driving, do you think?
Universal, definitely.
Definitely Universal. Who's bringing the beer?
Six Flags.
You think Six Flags?
I think Six Flags.
I would think.
Six Flags would bring the beers. I think Knott's would bring the drugs.
That's right. Yeah, that's what he said. And then what time? Well, Universal's driving, so that's when they get there. But then when they get in there, who do you think the life of the party is? Six Flags.
I would say Six Flags. Yeah.
Like everyone's like stoked that they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
Universal is probably kind of like holding court, maybe another part of the.
Just like, hey, bro, like
Just like low key party,
bit, man,
yeah. If people are just like, oh, hey, good to see you. Like,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to? That's how people are Universal. Knott's Berry Farm is the most sketchy, though. I would say, right?
That's who's gonna like. I mean, I've heard of like gang activity going down at Six Flags, and like
somebody stole something from the party.
Yeah,
Knott's.
yeah.
Knott's did it, right?
Totally.
He did. Who's gonna who's gonna hook up though at the party?
Who's gonna hook up?
Meets what's a female theme park or something? Who would get?
Oh, definitely Six Flags.
Oh, you think I would say Knott's on that one.
No way. I mean, if Six Flags is the life of the party, I mean, tension's on them.
That's true. It's all about Six Flags. What are they all wearing to the party?
Oh,
Six Flags understated big white T-shirt, shorts.
I think, yeah, not to be a little more like skater attire. Like the button-ups with their Vans and their weed socks.
Universal maybe a sweater.
Their what do you call those glasses that hipsters wear?
Ray-Bans?
Ray-Bans, yeah.
Sunglasses.
There you go, yeah.
Sunglasses. That's cool. I ate at Barney's Beanery today. You ever go there?
No.
That's a real hyper-local kind of place. It's on Route 66 in West Hollywood, San Juan Boulevard.
Okay.
And like Jim Morrison used to go there.
Okay.
It's one of those kind of Hollywood places.
That known place, or
like the Rainbow Room.
The Rainbow Room. I've heard of it. I've never been there though.
I've never been either. I want to go there. That's where Lemmy goes.
Libby.
Lemmy.
Oh, Lemmy. Okay.
Lemmy Kilmister.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's next to the Roxy. You've probably seen it.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, I've been to the Roxy a couple times. Yeah.
Who have you seen at the Roxy?
Last person I saw at the Roxy was 45 Graves.
Did you ever go to one of those Scion shows?
Oh, no, I did. Yeah. I saw Integrity. It was really, it was interesting. That kind of came out of nowhere.
What were they trying to do?
I honestly don't know. It's like, we're going to try and sell these cars to like these kids who don't have the money to afford these cars. Like, it was weird. I mean, they had 7 inches too. Like, They had music. Like I actually have one. I have like a No Bunny like Jacuzzi Boys 7-inch like put out from Scion. It really threw me off.
That's the kind of thing where if you happened upon it in a few decades, it would be, it's like when you find weird records from the 60s
Exactly.
of like product music, like that Christmas record put out by Firestone. You ever see that at the thrift store?
No. What?
It's just some Christmas songs. It's like Nat King Cole. It's like regular,
Oh man.
regular Christmas. It's like a thrift store type of record.
Okay. That's awesome.
Like a 101 strings. That's one of my favorite things, is stuff that's like misguided to the point where it's like, you could have just not done this.
Just yeah.
Like, why are you doing
what,
this?
What was the thought process behind this? Why?
I heard last night that at the Satellite, at some comedy show, Jonah Ray, do you know that comedian?
Jonah Ray.
Some comedian.
Okay.
And some other comedian who I don't even know the name of. And Mark Hoppus did like a surprise set.
I saw something like that on the internet, like Mark Hoppus is showing up, like blah blah blah, like email me for like to find out where at, but that's what it was. Okay, for sure. He did go. I never knew he like. I mean, with Blink-182, they were the type of guys that were like, you know, cracking jokes on stage, boner and fart jokes left and right.
All
like,
potty humor.
Yeah.
That was the times though. Tom Green.
Yeah, yeah. I heard he's still doing a show actually.
For a long time he's been doing it.
All right, it's still going on, Tom Green show? Oh, interesting.
Like out of his house. I don't know. He was on even before the MTV thing though. That was just kind of a moment. He was on in Canada.
That's right.
Canadian TV is sick. It's so tight.
It's intense. I mean, I've seen commercials of like work safety laws and like, I mean, there was one I remember specifically where like this lady, like this cook or whatever, was like carrying this like huge just bowl of like hot water and like why like whatever, like you should wear like non-slip shoes to work, and just she slips and gets drenched in hot boiling water, just cuts off to like screaming. And yeah, it's intense.
Because they don't know much about making TV. They just started doing it. They have no history of show business or like Hollywood like movies or anything. They don't have any of that.
Just like, all right, guys, let's go. Just go for it.
They're coming out of like community theater and stuff. That's why the acting style in Canadian shows, like on Degrassi, it's so stiff and like.
Yeah.
You know, something Canadian. It smells Canadian. You know, you can kind of tell.
Sure.
But what's weird? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was Canadian. I grew up. Yeah, I grew up
course.
watching that show. That's awesome. Okay.
Right? And then you see, of course, the Ghastly Grinner. Of course, that's Canadian.
Oh, or what was that other show? Was Erie, Indiana also Canadian? Or was that just put out through some Canadian like?
Well, what they started doing, which is why there's so many Canadian shows like in our generation, is in Canada they have laws that because there's so much media in the U.S. that 30% or something of what they show on TV and the radio or whatever has to be Canadian, has to originate in Canada. So the Film Board of Canada will give money to people to make shows and kind of subsidize it. It's subsidized by the government. But the catch is that it kind of has to be Canadian, like has to have this like Canadian, this national, like, not over the top, it just has to kind of convey this Canadian sense of pride and like, so that's why it's so weird. But they'll, in the 90s, these American companies realized that they could do the shows in Canada, the Canadian government would pay for most of it, then they could just show them in the US on Nickelodeon because kids will watch anything, they have no choice. And the shows are basically free to make, and they make 18 of them, and they show them for years and years and years and years.
Wow.
What a racket,
well,
right?
yeah. That's, wow. My childhood in a nutshell, I guess.
Do you remember that show, My Brother and Me?
My brother, no, I don't.
About the black family from Charlotte, North Carolina? That show, there were 8-10 episodes of it. They reran it for 4 years, every weekend. I can't believe you missed it. It was like a Goo Punch. None of this is sounding familiar?
No, all this is over my head.
Wow, I sound crazy. Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, anything like that?
Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, for sure.
Which did you like better?
Salute Your Shorts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because they're equal, 100%.
They're almost similar. Yeah, very similar actually. But yeah, I mean, I specifically remember a lot more of the Salute Your Shorts episodes.
True.
They were just a little more memorable, I guess. It was always, I feel like it was on all the time.
That's how you like something. That's how you get to like something.
Yeah, it just, right there.
Repetition.
Turn on the TV, boom.
MTV, they'll just show the shows all day long.
Oh yeah, no, and that's yeah. Like they had that whole anime thing at night too, where they showed like Aeon Flux and yeah.
It just goes and goes and goes and goes.
All the time. Hell yeah.
That's tight, I think.
Yeah.
Like bombarding somebody with something.
Just, I mean, that's how you kind of brand it, I guess. It's just kind of like, remember it. Look at it.
So tell me about the show promotion scene. Tell me about what shows are coming up. What do you got in the works?
Well, I have 2 this month. I've got one on May 27th over at Space 42 off of La Brea in
Middle of nowhere.
yeah, literally. It's like
Venice.
it's just, I think it's pretty much someone's house, I want to say. But yeah, I've got some touring bands. It's gonna be like a prog rock, like Scrams type of show. Got Curse Graves and Sleep Spindles on there with Teeth, Left Astray, and this band called Quiet. And then on Saturday, May 30th, I've got a show in Orange County in Fullerton at a skate shop called Program Skate and Sound.
I like that place.
It's an interesting place. The guy, Chris, that runs it is a sweetheart, super nice dude, open to all kinds of stuff. But anyways, on that show, I've got Guantanamo Baywatch on there with...
I know them from Black Chris's jacket.
Oh, that's right. He sported that pin with the weird lizard creature on it.
They probably got so much publicity from that.
It's a big button, too. It's a big one.
And that guy is everywhere.
That guy's everywhere. Yeah, Black Chris is... I mean, usually at the, I see him at the Cha-Cha Lounge or like...
He's the king of the Cha-Cha Lounge.
Yeah, well, they have that full-time punks thing every Sunday, but...
But he's there almost every night.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's
literally
everywhere almost every night.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know how he
incredible.
does it. Just, he's everywhere all the time. Every show that's popping, he's always there. But yeah, so I got
let's talk more about Black Chris. I want to get your perspective. No, because you're, there's certain people, you go to a lot of shows, you're like, around,
Yeah.
I go to almost every show that I can. I really like it. It's fun. There's certain people, Brandon
Hutchins?
Yeah, he's in a lot of shows. Cole Fagan's a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like certain people, Speedboat goes to a lot of shows.
Speedboat, yeah.
So like people are around and stuff, and Black Chris is like the king of that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I kind of realized this when Kim Fowley died. I was like, oh, he's like our forefather of like a guy who went to shows a lot.
Yeah.
Because the bands will come and go, but like to just hang around. So Black Chris is like so good at going to shows. We really.
Yeah, he's in it with a lot of people. I mean, when I first started seeing him around was like at those like the Black Lip shows, like Bleach shows all the time. I saw him play bass with Bleached one time.
He played bass.
I forgot what show it was. I was just like, wait, so is he in the band now, or what's going on?
Whoa. I didn't know he could play an instrument.
I think, yeah, he like went on tour with them a couple times or something like that. But yeah, I mean, he's everywhere. He's a cool dude. I mean, from whenever I talk to him, he's just kind of so like just spontaneous, just always out
That's
there.
a nice way to put it.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Love that guy.
Yeah, but there was like in the LA Weekly a couple years ago.
Oh, I saw you. Yeah, he got interviewed. That's funny.
Like,
Yeah.
who's that guy? He was always around. Oh, it's Black Chris.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know he has a day job and everything. So to be able to like go out every night and hit up so many shows and just be everywhere, then have to go to work the next day and just do the grind. Like,
He's always
You know?
promoting other people's stuff too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Always giving those shout outs, posting videos on Facebook or whatever and flyers and all that stuff. Good guy.
His favorite TV show is Frasier.
Really?
He loves TV.
I would have never thought that.
He has TV at his
When-
house. He has cable.
When does he have the time to watch TV?
That's a good question.
Oh, funny. Frasier of all shows. One
his
of my
favorite
exes that was her favorite show as well. So she'd put it on. I'd just be like, all right. You know what's funny though? I heard I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that plays
Kelsey
Frasier.
Grammer.
Yeah, he's Sideshow Bob. Like,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I mean,
It's been that
like,
way for like 20
yeah,
years.
it's crazy because like I never watched Frasier, but then when my ex sat me down and was like, "You're watching Frasier," I was like, "It's Kelsey Grammer." Like, what the hell? Of all shows, I mean, it's
Somebody sat you down to watch Frasier.
she sat me down. And I had all my exes sat me down and watch shows. I never.
Frasier?
But Frasier, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's not.
She like had the box sets and everything. Like not even Netflix. She had the box sets.
Frasier?
Frasier.
Not Cheers.
Not Cheers. Frasier.
That's a strange one to be into. But I guess a lot of people like it. I wonder why the characters are so...
It's very. I mean, it's dry humor. I want to say.
I've watched my
like-
fair share of Frasier though.
Yeah. People have their their thing. That's cool though.
Here, you know what these sound effects remind me of here? You ever go to the Natural History Museum?
Not in a while.
It's fun. It's all the same stuff. The room with all the birds.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
There's a couple of them. All the birds from the desert. All the birds from a pond.
Oh yeah. The extinct birds, the dodos, the nenes.
Yeah, there's that one room where it's just, they're not even in a habitat. It's just like bird after bird after bird. I saw a freaky bird today.
What kind of bird?
This was up at the lake I went to earlier. I was
Okay.
telling you about. It's a man-made lake, and there's like, it seems like the stuff that's there just kind of just falls there or whatever. But they have some ducks and some geese and some turtles, but like they're not, I don't know how they got there or whatever. And they're all different kind of looking ducks or whatever. So I saw this, it was like bigger than a duck, but smaller than a goose. And the pattern of it was like, it looked like a Dalmatian, like a turkey, and the face was red,
Oh wow.
like a turkey, but it was shaped like a duck. And my theory is that a duck and a goose mated, and that this is like a freaky half-breed, like a mule.
I mean, definitely.
It happens in nature all the time.
Yeah, all the time. How funny.
Yeah, I saw a freaky, like, for sure, like, I felt like at a biological level when I saw it, I was like, that's not right.
Like that looks weird.
Yeah, that's not a natural. It had like some of the coloring of a duck, but it was the size of a goose.
That's really weird. That would throw me off. Make me question a lot of what's going on in that lake.
And they
Interesting.
could have been mutants too.
Could have been mutants.
Okay. This is like a weird hypothetical. Let's say that was just a regular duck, but because it's LA and there's like some toxic waste, like some Ninja Turtles type of stuff, that was now a mutant. Would that be, if you found out that was the case, would that be bad because the environment is polluted, or would it kind of be tight because like it's like in a cartoon?
I mean, I guess it depends on where you're coming from, but for me, I think it'd be tight.
In this hypothetical situation.
Yeah, oh yeah, all
where
for it.
There's nothing else affected, the environment is not affected otherwise.
All for it. Looks tight. We need more of that happening.
The three-eyed fish from The Simpsons.
Oh, from The Simpsons,
Blinky.
yeah. Blinky.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't made that many new animals.
I mean,
With the way customization is going, I mean, they used to breed dogs. That's why we have all the breeds of dogs.
Yeah.
It's a couple hundred years ago, they just made all of them.
exactly. I mean, yeah, with all kinds of stuff getting over here, you think there'd be more going on.
Doing kind of freaky animals.
Yeah.
Not monstrous, but just like a dog that was green.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be cool?
that would be awesome.
Like a basset hound that was all like chroma green, like this,
That would be intense.
naturally. Like when you get like the milk that's green at the grocery store on St. Patrick's Day.
They sell green milk on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Interesting.
They don't do it that much anymore.
Okay.
It's one of these things that's kind of been changing with the times. You know what you never see anymore, but happened to me recently. You're stopped in traffic, or like at a red light or whatever. Somebody makes you roll down the windows and asks like, "Hey, is the 405 this way?" Everybody has GPS now.
Yeah, that's true. God, yeah. Same thing happened. Like I forgot where I was at. No, I was over at some bar, and like some girl was asking me about how to get someplace like literally down the street, and I was like, "You and your group, you guys have like 5 like smartphones on you. Like between the 5, you can't just pull up like a map and find where you want to go." We live in a day and age where you can literally just pull it out and boom.
But did it feel better to help them, like have a personal conversation?
I mean, no, they were kind of annoying and drunk. So it was just kind of like, leave me alone.
Okay.
Trying to enjoy my night.
You guys are drunk. Go on GPS. Get behind the wheel.
There you go.
Get out
Yeah.
of here. Get out of here. This is 5 freeway. Over here.
Oh.
Yeah, the Golden State Freeway.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Is that because it takes you up to San Francisco? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not even. Where does the 405 even stop?
No, this is the 5.
This is the 5.
The
Okay,
5.
the 5. For sure. They said the 405.
No, the 405.
That cuts off of.
If they have an even number in front of the, like, if they're multiples of 5, they go north-south. If they're multiples of 10, they go east-west, all up and down the country, starting 10, going to 90. And if they have an even number at the beginning, it means it deviates from the main route and then reconnects it to it.
Oh,
Like
for
it
sure.
branches off, it goes around. But then if it has an odd number in front of it, it means it just
Chilling.
shoots off.
Okay.
There's a story I saw on 60 Minutes, it's from a couple months ago, but they just reran it, about how, I really shouldn't laugh, this is terrible, about how all like the bridges and freeways and stuff in this country are getting too old and are literally falling apart and are dangerous.
Oh, wow.
And are an accident waiting to happen. Like 40% of the bridges in this country are dangerous.
Sketchy.
Yeah, right?
Super sketchy. Interesting.
Because they were all built like 50 to 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to spend any money.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but very sketchy.
It's just an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of time before they all fall apart. The country is literally falling apart. Like people, it's funny, right? All you can do is laugh.
Well,
People always talk about, oh, this country, we're really going downhill. Things aren't how they used to be. This country is falling apart. Yep.
you've got whole bridges that are they're literally
They
on their way down.
They went to one bridge where they built another bridge underneath it to catch debris that was falling so it wouldn't hit traffic.
Okay. I mean,
Instead of fixed, they were like, "We don't have enough
yeah,
money to
let's
fix
just
it."
spend the money to build an extra bridge underneath this.
There's not enough
totally
money.
Makes
There's not
sense.
enough money, and they don't know where to start because there's so many bridges falling apart.
Well, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the world is changing.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just like literally within like maybe 18 months away from real cultural change. It's finally gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah, a couple things I think is gonna happen because like nothing lasts forever. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And it just gets to the point where there's like a critical mass of stuff, like music festivals. There's so many now, that like all over the country that there's not enough bands to play all of them. Eventually they're gonna go out of business, people are gonna get tired of going to them. So like I feel like we've reached enough of that and it's starting to go down. These restaurants that they open now where the menu is like a chalkboard and the light bulbs are like old-fashioned light bulbs. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
How many of those are we gonna have? Right? How many? The new minimum wage, the $15.
Oh, I heard about, yeah.
It's gonna wipe those out because it's gonna be too expensive to eat there because the food prices are gonna go up. People are like, why am I gonna eat here? This doesn't even taste good. And then that's gonna go out. So like that's about to get taken care of. But I really think that we're
All right, I feel you. Yeah.
Some big stuff is gonna be happening
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, and back to the whole music festival thing. Yeah, I see what you mean about that. I mean, I'm personally a fan of just like those like 3-4 bands tops kind of shows.
Oh, I love a good music festival. It's always just a good time. That's fine. But how many? Like, come on.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, there's so many bands where you're just kind of like, all right, let's just make up this festival and throw everyone on there.
Yeah, it's like, all right, okay, we're done. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of these problems that we're complaining about, the infrastructure, no, like real soon, something is finally going to happen.
For sure.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because, the country is falling apart.
I mean, yeah.
As we talked about. Literally falling apart, gosh. Well, that's good. This is the San Fernando Mission here.
San Fernando Mission, eh?
Yeah, you know all the missions that they built in the 1700s in California?
No. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
San Gabriel Mission, that's what this one is. It's cool. They're just as old as like the stuff in Philadelphia, like the Liberty Bell and that crap.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the only ones I've ever visited were the ones over in South Orange County, the San Juan Capistrano.
The Swallows.
Yeah, the Swallows. They have like
love
that Swallows Festival every year and all that stuff. Yeah.
I love that. I love the missions are cool, I think.
I'm down, yeah. Very down.
I'm really down. They do teach you about them in school. Do you have to learn about them in elementary school?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, how did they make something so cool, such a unique part of our history? This is as old as the Declaration of Independence, older. This is what our whole state could have been. It's what it kind of is, like these Hispanic areas and stuff. There's still just as much Spanish being spoken more now because like this is the roots. And they just made it so uninteresting in school. Here, make a model of it.
Yeah.
Go to it.
Oh, my, yeah. Oh, yeah, third grade all over again, making those mission models.
Here, go to this. Because it's just church, that's why it's boring.
Yeah.
Go to this boring thing.
Missions. I mean, well, even in Mexico. I visited a couple in Mexico. I mean, yeah, it's
There's like a farm, a cemetery, a church.
A torture dungeon.
Yeah, they had like slave labor there. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they were pretty intense.
But hey, they were the first people to realize California was tight. The people who were indigenous were like, it's cool.
It's the weather is pretty low.
They didn't know any different.
No, this is a cool place. Let's just start building stuff here.
Yeah, that's great. Up near Malibu, they have maybe like the ruins of like an Atlantis type civilization. I've heard about that. So they might have known about the Southern California lifestyle.
Yeah, possibly.
Could be. Well, whether you're an ancient civilization or a Spaniard or just a schlub from Orange County or the West Side like us, I think we can agree that
SoCal's where it's at.
Place to be.
Yep.
Well, Jesse, thanks for coming by the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We are all about having guests on the show. Otherwise, it'd just be me sitting here talking to myself, which is the other 23 hours of the day. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. And once again, this is Adam Papagan reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night.